Welcome again to Spotlight. This is Pastor Dan, and we're doing a whole month on new. So, whenever you're listening to it or watching it, bear with us. This is just kind of a first few weeks of the year. God is a God of new. You know, we think about God as being ancient. He's lived forever, infinite in the future, but also infinite in the past. He's lived forever. He's the oldest thing possible. But God is always new. Some people try to say God is outside of time. I'm not one of those. I think God is in time. He's right on time. He's right with us. And if he were to be here, he would be right in sync with the latest of the best. I went down to Mexico one time with a group of the kids from the college with the chaplain Sam Lenore. My sons went down there. They were young, but I wanted them to kind of see college and look, someday that they'll want to be with kids like this, kids who do mission trips and do God together. So we were a minor part of the work crew, but we helped out where we could. But at night, we sat around the campfire in Tecate, outside Tecate in Mexico. It's cold. You had to be close to the fire. And he asked the kids, he said, if you were on a desert island and you only had one DVD, what would you want? There might have been 30 or more CDs that were mentioned that night. I think I had heard of 5. Heritage singers, very few. The names of groups that they came up with and songs, I said, I am a dinosaur. But my chaplain, Sam Lenore, he's younger than me, yes he is. But he knew all of them. He knew the CDs, he could sing the songs, he knew this stuff. I said, how do you know this stuff? Right in time, right in sync with his culture. He's preaching to these kids. He knew what was going on with them. That's what God would be. If you could go have a dinner with Jesus, it would feel new. He would talk about what's going on in the world today. He'd be right on time. And he loves the word new. I'll give you a new covenant. It wasn't really a brand new covenant. The same covenant as he had made in the beginning, a covenant of grace, yes. But because they had made an old covenant based on works and will, whatever you say, we will do, God, and they couldn't do it, then God says, let's go back to a new covenant. The same as the original one, but it's new to you now and ratified by Jesus' blood. I'll give you a new covenant. Start over again. I'll make a new deal with you. He talks about a new commandment. It's not really new. Love each other. We've heard that before. But they'd lost hold of it, and so he said, let me make something new. We're going to love each other. That's how you know that you're my disciples, when you love one another. Revelation says someday he'll give us a new name. He did that different people over history. Change life. Jacob to Israel, new name. We'll all get a new name someday. He says, I'm going to give you a new heart. I'm going to take out that stony heart, and I'm going to put a new heart inside of it. New. Everybody trying to sell you something, they want to put new. I want you to know that it's new. This is not the same old soap that you've always had. This is something's new now. Got a new car. It's got some new features. It's got a new look. It's been newly designed. It's got a new engine. It's got something that's new. Otherwise, why would you buy the same old car? Something's new. They put on television. These are not reruns. This is a new season. It's new. And one of the great verses is Revelation 21, verse 5. He says, I make all things new. Yes, we can put that way down into the end of history, and I look forward to that day when he make all things new. And he will make my father new. And I have a funeral this week, and a friend of mine has died, and I'm going to do her funeral. And someday he will make her new. I saw her in the hospital. She's passed away. My father will be new. I'll have hair again. We'll all be made perfect. I've got little things not quite right now. Getting old. I'm going to make all things new. I went through a loss of a relationship one time. And it was a great blessing as I kind of worked through that for a few years. And then God says, I'm going to make all things new, Pastor Dan. I'm going to give you another chance. Thank you. God is a God of new. He wipes the old clean. He gives us new chances. He makes mistakes and we mess up. And then he says, let's start over again. Let's reset the clock. I make all things new. There are lots of great verses in the Bible, but if this could sneak into your top 10 somewhere, I make all things new. The old is gone, the new has come. I make all things new. Someday he's going to stand, look over an empty universe, and we're going to be watching him. He's going to wipe the slate clean, and he's going to make all things new. Don't miss that. Our God is a God who makes all things new. Hold on to that. Thank you for watching Spotlight. We're so excited about this. We hope that you'll subscribe and so you'll get all of them. And please just forward it on to others and tell other people about it. And let's just see what kind of an audience we can get for these messages of Spotlight. God bless you.